Governor, thank you so much for your time. I think firstly, can you just tell us more about the Salt Awareness Week and what the theme for 2021 is?
Good morning, Melo. Thank you for having me this morning. Salt Awareness Week aims to encourage the implementation of evidence-based interventions to reduce salt consumption in the population of South Africa to protect cardiovascular disease, which includes heart disease, strokes, and other circulatory diseases. And with COVID-19 restrictions limiting us, we are finding our way back into our kitchens, allowing us to come to hone in favorite recipes or even get creative with new recipes and flavors. This year, the World Action on Salt, Sugar and Health embraces the theme, more flavor, less salt. And the whole point of this is to educate and provide consumers with tips on how they can still enjoy flavoursome home-cooked meals without adding the extra pinch of salt. And this Salt Awareness Week as well, the Heart and Stroke Foundation embraces this theme and celebrates home cooking with more flavour and less salt.
That's interesting. I think those are interesting facts, quite important for South Africans to know. So the question is, how much salt do South Africans consume on a daily basis?
The average South African eats roughly between 7 to 11 grams of salt per day. 11 grams of salt is double the World Health Organization's recommended daily limit of 5 grams, which equals 1 teaspoon, which is equivalent of 200 milligrams of sodium. So approximately 45% of the salt South Africans consume is added at the table. So which makes it very important to persuade communities to ditch the salt shaker and understand that salt is also naturally found in foods.
You do mention that we can find salt in food. What are some of those top foods where salt can be found that South Africans need to be aware of?
Yeah, if you look at grains, and according to our salt chart booklets, which is developed by Farmer Dynamics, which is one of our partners, which serves as a consumer education tool to show the levels of salt everyday food items contain. For example, if you look at grains, 1 packet of instant noodles equals to 1.4 grams of salt. For example, a small handful of biltong equals to 1.8 grams of salt. If you look at processed meats, for example, polonies, Viennas, they equal to 2.5 grams of salt. This is like half a teaspoon. And you will recall, Melo, we mentioned that 5 grams is a recommended intake of salt per day. And if you look at other meals, for example, burgers with 2 patties, 8.5 grams of salt. And a large packet of chips, 4 grams. So you can see that all of these contain so much of salt. So we need to make sure that we read our labels and make sure that we are having less salt in our diet.
Absolutely, so that you can be sure that you are taking the right gram per day. That is, of course, attributed, at least from the World Health Organization. I want to ask you about salt intake and how it affects the heart, if at all, number one, it does, and also what stats they show us.
Absolutely, Melo. A high salt intake increases one's blood pressure, which is a key risk factor for heart disease, strokes, and other circulatory diseases. In South Africa, heart disease and strokes have a high burden of diseases as compared to other non-communicable diseases, also known as NCDs. And in South Africa, we have like about 225 people die every day of heart disease, and 10 people suffer stroke every hour. And we also have more than 1 in 3 adults with high blood pressure. And this is responsible for 1 in every 2 strokes and 2 in every 5 heart attacks.
I just want to ask you lastly for more information, because we've run out of time. Should, of course, our viewers want more information about, obviously the information around salt intake, but also how you're commemorating Salt Awareness Week and where to get further information, where can they go?
Absolutely. Our team is on hand to assist you by providing free information and support on any information on cardiovascular concerns, nutrition, guidance of living a healthy lifestyle, and you can speak to one of our dietitians, or you can call any one of our national offices and book a slot with the professionals between 8 and 4 p.m. And our number is 021 422 1586. You can also visit our website, www.heartfoundation.co.za. You can also follow us on Facebook, Heartstroke SA, Twitter is at SA Heartstroke, and then Instagram as well at Heartstroke SA.
All right, thank you so much. That was Dana Govender from the Heart and Stroke Foundation.